Dano. I'm a songwriter from Asbury Park, New Jersey, and I am so excited to dive in and listen to Willow's new album, Coping Mechanism, with you today. I think Willow is an amazing artist. She hasn't done anything that hasn't impressed me, so I have high hopes for this album, and I have a feeling I'm gonna love it, and that you will too. But before we dive in, make sure that you follow me on Instagram at Dano Makes Music. That's the best way to stay in touch, and I have a lot of fun other stuff over there for you as well. And I also wanted to note that the entire reason I started this channel is because I know that the best way to become a better songwriter myself is to study other artists that do it really well and that inspire me, and that's exactly the point of this whole channel. So I'm not gonna be listening to the full songs, we're gonna be fast forwarding them, and I'm gonna stop at crucial moments that I think there's something that we can learn from Willow to apply to our own songs, or just take a note of something super cool that she did. So that's what we're gonna do today, but without further ado, let's dive right in. The first song is called Maybe It's My Fault. Here we go. Yes! Ooh, cool chord. Oh my goodness. Okay, first of all, I am obsessed already. This is so freaking good. I love this so much because I feel like the musicality that's going on behind the vocals is just really cool. There's a lot of contrast and variation between the guitar parts, so it keeps it really interesting and it's fun to listen to. Right there in the pre-chorus section, like all the instruments dropped out, and yeah, that was like a really unique section that was different from the rest of the song, and I'm just blown away already. Okay, I'm just gonna keep going. Even right there again, what a contrast between the two vocal styles. So in the verse, she's singing in her head voice, it's nice and soft. You've got like that Billie Eilish softness, and then we come right in the pre-chorus with like your old school emo rock and roll belted vocals. It just kind of shows how talented Willow is as a vocalist, and I'm here for it. Long live rock and roll. Wow, this is amazing. I am blown away, and also like very genuinely happy because like this style of music is like my fave. And I just love the hardness of it. Yeah, everything about it is fantastic. I'm so excited. I have nothing else to say about that. Let's move right along. Next is Falling Endlessly. Awesome. Okay, so I'm not gonna get into music theory details over here, but both in the last song and in this song, Willow is using notes in her vocal melody that go outside of like the typical major key. So most of the time, a lot of the pop melodies, like let's say for example, you're in the key of C major, they usually only follow the pentatonic scale, which is using these 5 notes. And Willow is doing a whole bunch of other stuff. So she's kind of breaking the mold on the pentatonic scale. It gives it like that metal-y vibe, and I love it. I'm here for it. Okay, let's keep going. I love this contrast between those sections. When we are writing music, contrast is like the magic sauce that keeps people interesting, because when there's a change, it like motivates them to keep listening. Whereas if you had the same thing going on like over and over and over again, it could get really boring. So I love this big contrast between the sections. Fantastic job. More contrasts here. I'm here for it. Yes! Wow! Oh my gosh! And what an outro idea right there. I'm just gonna listen to the outro one more time. where it's so cool because all the other instruments drop out except for the guitar, but the guitar is mimicking the vocal part. Really unique. I love to pay attention to the way songs start and end so that when you go to write your own song and you're sitting there, you're like, how the heck should I end this? You kind of have like a bag of tricks that's inspired by some of your favorite artists. So super, super fantastic song. I am obsessed. This album is bringing me to life right now. All right, up next we have Curious Furious.
Boys going home, curious, furious, I feel alone. Where I'm from, because life doesn't choose either side.
So what I love here is that they have this chorus, and I don't know where it's gonna happen next in the song, but it's kind of like a stripped down chorus, right? So there's not that much happening, it's just the vocals, and the only percussion part is like this clap or snap or whatever that's going on underneath. And I have a feeling that later on in the song at some point we're gonna get a bigger chorus. So this is setting us up for having some contrast, and it's not giving it all away so that we have a place to go later in the song. So super cool idea. And so we have more layers here. So again, contrast, even in this verse, the first half of the verse sounds pretty different than the second half of the verse. And also, she has a new melody in the second verse, in the second half of the second verse that we haven't gotten yet. So it keeps it really, really interesting. This song is really taking us on a journey, and I love that about this. All right, sorry, I keep stopping. There's so many amazing things. So a lot of times when we're writing songs, we really need to think about productive repetition. How can we incorporate some repetition into our song in a productive way so it's not boring and it keeps the song interesting while also giving us things to repeat so that our listener can kind of catch on and it'll be a catchy song. And one of the things that Willow did here is the last line of the first verse is "that's what I said," and the last line of the second verse is "that's what I said." So even though all the other lyrics were different, she incorporated a use of productive repetition by repeating the last line at the end of each verse. So that's really cool.
I'm taking this adventure on my
Nice, and then for the outro, we got a nice instrumental outro with kind of an abrupt ending. I love it! Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be listening to this album on repeat like for a lot of times. All right, let's keep chugging along here. Up next is Why. Awesome, so I love this melody here. First of all, I can see this because I'm on Lyric Genius. So that's actually the chorus. So the song started with the chorus, which is common, but the most common is starting the song with the verse. So we don't see songs starting with the chorus all the time, but I love it. It's a really fun way to kind of change up the song structure. And a lot of times when we start with the chorus, it's kind of exactly like this, where it's a stripped version or something like that, so that it leaves room for the song to grow into the actual chorus later on. But what I love about this chorus melody is the use of jumps in the melody. So this actually comes from Martin Sutton, but Martin Sutton says that there's basically three types of melodies. You have a static melody where it kind of stays on the same note, like da 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 da. That would be static. Then you have ascending where it goes up, descending where it goes down, and then you have jumps. So when there's big jumps in the melody, like somewhere over the rainbow, that would be a jump. And this chorus is full of jump melodies. I love jump melodies. They're super energetic. They're super exciting. And Willow saves the biggest jump in her melody for the last line in each kind of stanza there. So I love it. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's keep listening. Yes! I'm gonna pause right there for a second because I'm obsessed with the way that this song starts. So we've got like this stripped down chorus, then we've got this whole like ah section, and then the verse comes in. That's amazing. That's amazing. Super creative. I love it. Awesome. So that pre-chorus is one line and you don't even care. That's repeated. Another example of productive repetition. Sometimes I feel like songwriters and a lot of the songwriters I work with are just scared to repeat. Like, I think they think that it's cheating. It's not cheating. It's important and you should do it. It's a good thing to do. And yeah, here's a perfect example of it working really well in a song. Oh, I'm surprised. This is stripped down again. Oh my goodness. Okay, so there's so many fun things about this song, but I love how the chorus is kind of stripped down because usually we have like this level of energy in the verse and then it goes up for the chorus, and that's kind of flipped around backwards for this song. Maybe that'll change by the end, but super, super awesome. Wow. Oh my gosh, I love that song. That song was awesome. Awesome. Ah! Okay, let's keep going. All right, so this next song, I have a feeling is gonna be really good because it's the title track, Coping Mechanism. So another use of productive repetition in a different way. So Willow kind of has these background vocals. The walls are talking to the voices in my head, and then the background vocals say, they're screaming out loud. And then later on in the verse, at the end of the next stanza, it's I try to feel something, that's why I break everything. And then the background vocals are I'm screaming out loud. So that's still productive repetition. The first one's just there, and the next one's I'm, but both are screaming out loud, and they're in the background vocals. So that's really cool. Oh my gosh! So I love it that Willow is using chords here outside of the key. It's awesome. It's awesome. It just makes it so interesting, and it really makes this album stand out. Yes. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so I just want to point out productive repetition. We've got fun fact. And so we heard it for the first time at the end of the first verse when Willow said, ain't that a fun fact? And then in verse 2, she started like 3 lines with fun fact and then said something. So another use of productive repetition. Here we go. Yes! Awesome, awesome. So first of all, I am here for all the instrumental breaks that Willow is having in these songs. The guitar solo, yes. Our outro, we've got productive repetition with No You Couldn't Help It. And then we have that mood switch of Or Could You, where that mood switch really came through in the vocal production there with like those beautiful harmonies at the end. Oh my God, I'm so obsessed. I'm so obsessed. All right, we are flying by this album. We're actually just past the halfway point. Up next, we have Split. So I don't know where this chorus is going, but this is another example of how instead of bringing the energy up for the chorus, Willow brought it down. Really cool. I might have to challenge myself to write a song that does that, because I don't think I've ever written a song that has like a chorus with less energy than the verses, but I'm here for it. It sounds really cool. There we go. Also, maybe I'll go into more detail on this on Instagram because I don't want to do like music theory, but basically there's like 4 popular chords that are in the backbone of like most contemporary music, and there's nothing wrong with using those chords. I think that most music uses them primarily because they sound good to our ears, but Willow is definitely kind of breaking that mold a little. She's using a lot of different chords outside of that little 4-chord box, and I love it. It just like creates such a really beautiful color and uniqueness to this. Although there's a lot of genres that use chords outside of those. I mean, metal does use chords outside of those typical four chords, but mainstream music, you don't hear it that often in mainstream. And I just kind of love that Willow is bringing this to the mainstream and letting us hear some new sounds that maybe a lot of us haven't heard if we've only been listening to what's on the radio. So I love it, I'm here for it, and I think it sounds really awesome. Wow, that section was amazing. What a cool like post-chorus bridge section that she had going on there. The vocals were amazing. Those background vocals, the harmonies. Ah, I love it. And then, yeah, we brought the energy back down for the chorus, and I have a feeling it's coming back. Let's see. Amazing, amazing. So she didn't bring the energy in the chorus back up, which threw me off guard, which is why the song is interesting to listen to. You throw your listeners off guard. That's like the whole name of the game. Set up patterns for them and then break them. Great, okay. We are on to number 7, Hover Like a Goddess. I feel like I'm gonna love the song already just by the title.
Wanna think that I could get you into my bed.
Awesome, so I love the use of the O's in this chorus. Sometimes when we're writing chorus, we forget that you can add O's, ahs, you know, like stuff like that, and have that be kind of like the backbone of the chorus. So I love the use of that. It's also a great way for your audience to sing along, because everyone can sing along to O, right? Okay, here we go. The contrast between these sections. I love it. I love it. There's so much contrast in this whole album. I think that's part of the reason I'm obsessed with it, and it's sounding so good. And also productive repetition on the line, I'll never be fine if you won't be mine, repeated twice at the end of the chorus, and now she's singing it again here. I am loving the metaphorical language that Willow is using in this verse. You're like the ocean, coming and going. I want to surf your waves to the shore and find what lies real deep inside. I'll be the moon to your high tide. Oh, I love it. The imagery and the descriptive language here. I'm here for it. Awesome, awesome. I love the contrast in energy throughout not only this song, but throughout the whole album. Sometimes what I have done before, which is really fun, is you can take a song that has like a lot of energy contrast like this and kind of like literally map it on a chart. Like, you know, the energy's this high, and then it goes down, then it goes up, then it goes all the way down, then it goes up, then it goes like way down, and then use that as a template to write a song and try to like match the energy, high and lows, and it's just a really fun thing to play with, even if you're just experimenting when you're writing. So yeah, Willow is just killing it with having, you know, the different energy throughout her songs. All right, we're moving on. Number 8, You're a Stranger. Can we just like take a moment to appreciate the metal like chugging? Dun, 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 dun. It's so metal. I'm here for it. Is it just me, or is anyone else getting like mad Evanescence vibes? Because I am, and I love it. Productive repetition. You're probably getting annoyed of me repeating productive repetition. But the chorus is just like one line. The least you could do is find someone else. The least you could do. I know the least you could do is find someone else. The least you could do. We love productive repetition as listeners, and I'm telling you, so many songwriters I work with are like scared to do it for some reason. So yeah, don't be scared to repeat if you're a songwriter. I love this so much. Like, I feel like Willow isn't a screamer, but she's getting the effect that like a screaming section would have right here by kind of yelling and having that like telephone effect on the vocals here. It is so powerful. It's super rock and roll. I love it. Awesome! So this is definitely one of the heavier songs on this album so far. As I said, I love it. I love it. Bring me more metal and rock and roll. All right, up next is Perfectly Not Close to Me. Here we go. Okay, so I take back what I said in the last song where I was like, Willow doesn't scream, so she was getting that like screaming effect. Willow's a freaking screamer. I love it. I love it. I want more screaming from Willow. Give me more. Also, I just want to pause to comment on Willow's like amazing vocal ability. She can sing it all. She can sing soft, she can sing loud, she can scream. The versatility in her voice is really incredible and just kind of shows what an amazing vocalist she is. So kudos to you, Willow. Whoa, and that was awesome with the panning at the end there. So cool, so cool. Willow is just making me so happy. You have no idea. So one last thing before we move on, I just want to comment on the song structure. I'm seeing now a lot of artists doing kind of unique things with song structure. This song is kind of like chorus 1, chorus 2, chorus 1, chorus 2. So there's like no verses, there's no bridges, and it still works and it's still really cool. So when we are writing songs, just remember that we can think outside of the box when it comes to song structure and that there are no rules and you could do whatever your heart desires. But okay, with that, we only have 2 songs left. Up next is No Control. So one of the things I love to pay attention to as a songwriter is the intro, and here we're just starting off with the drums, and then the guitars came in, and I have a feeling we're gonna keep adding layers. So that's a really cool idea if you're not sure how to start a song.
I know I said I'd fix it up.
I also love, this is subtle, but I love that when the vocals came in, the drums dropped out for a second and then came back in. I think those little stylistic choices are the small details that take a song from being really good to like really, really good. So pay attention to those small details in your own song and make sure that there's always something going on so that it keeps the song listening. Every single second of the song should be doing something interesting. Also, I love the rhyme scheme that Willow's kind of using here. It's not super structured, so it's not like A, B, or something like that. But she's got this sound. I try to stick to the facts, try to learn from the past, path, and then she doesn't rhyme the next line, and the next one is math. So she's kind of using that like sound, and I think that's really cool. It's always fun to play with rhyme schemes and rhyme patterns when we're singing and writing our lyrics. So this is really cool talking about rhyme schemes. So for most of the chorus in this first section of the chorus here, everything either rhymes with E or oo. Those are the only 2 vowels that she's ending phrases on. Don't want to see, don't want to speak, forget to breathe, forget to be, just like I always do, it's not for you, me, truth, do. So it doesn't really follow a strict pattern, but she's only using those 2 vowel sounds for the rhymes there. So that's really, really awesome. I love it. Awesome. So a lot of times when I'm writing my own songs, I always struggle with transitioning between section to section. And there's really an infinite number of possibilities of things that you can do. And I love what Willow chose to do here because she kind of pulled back all the instruments except for the guitar and then put these like really cool vocal harmonies on that section. So yeah, just a really unique idea, something to put in your bag of tricks so that when you write your song and you're trying to come up with a transition, you could think, maybe I'll pull out all the instruments except for the guitar and throw some background vocals on and see how it sounds. And then of course, great contrast from that like soft background vocals, ooh section, and then I fucking had enough. We just just need to stop for a moment. The versatility of Willow's voice, even on that one line, she goes in the same exact phrase. She's like screaming, has got all this compression on her vocals, and then makes like the most beautiful sound. I have to listen to that line one more time. Also, I think that's really cool. So she repeated the line, "All my control is gone," but the first time she sang it in like a head voice, and then the second time she sang it the same exact melody, the same exact words, but she belted it. So those two lines sound very different from each other. Ooh, those background vocals and those harmonies were beautiful, beautiful. Ugh. And we end on a beautiful major chord there. I love it so much. All right, so we are rolling into our next song, the very last song on this. Before we start that song, I just want to thank you so much for sticking with me and listening together. I hope you had as much fun as I did. If you could take a second just to like this video and subscribe, it really helps me so much in growing this channel, and I am so grateful and appreciate you for doing that. Mwah. Thank you so much. And of course, make sure to be my friend on Instagram at Dano Makes Music. DM me, say hey, tell me you came from YouTube, and we can be best friends. But anyway, without further ado, this very last song on this album is called BATSHIT. Here we go. Contrast. Again, contrast again. I am loving the authenticity of these lyrics. I'm feeling it, I'm feeling it. Fuck fine. Ugh. I'm here for it. I needed that message today. Yes! Oh my gosh! This is giving me life. Willow, you're giving me life. Just some overall comments on the whole album. I am obsessed with Willow. She's bringing hard rock and metal music to the mainstream. You also don't see a lot of Black women in this space, and she is creating space for them, and she's making it happen. It's so inspiring. I'm here for it. I love it. Her vocal ability just really shines on this album. This album proves that she can sing anything. She can sing beautiful quiet. She can sing beautiful belted. She can scream. She can do it all. I'm obsessed. I think this album was A++. I want to hear your thoughts as well, so make sure to comment them below. Thanks so much for sticking around. I love you guys. You're the best, and I hope you have a great day. Mwah. Bye.